About the termination of your pregnancy.
There's nothing to talk about. I've made up my mind. I want it done, and quickly.
Well, I'm afraid it's not that simple. I've been making some inquiries into the legal position.
You have no right to discuss my case.
A doctor has to be aware of the law. Ignorance is no excuse, and negligence is a serious charge. There's a lot of it about lately.
So make sure you get me a competent doctor.
The point is this. Your defense rested largely on your desire to care for your child, to provide it with a father and financial backing. If you voluntarily terminate your pregnancy, then your whole defense was a pack of lies.
Well, they aren't likely to prove it. Besides, I can't be tried for the same crime twice.
No, but you can be accused of perjury. Your sentence for your original crime is still in suspension. Have that abortion, and you'll almost certainly end up in jail.
Waiting for the bus? No. Oh, been then, has it? I told him once, I told him a million times. Slowest thing on two legs, honest. Second time this week I missed my bus on account of him.
Oh, thank God. Where have you been?
Out. Why?
Well, I've been sitting here for hours, that's why.
Well, how was I supposed to know that?
Well, it was your idea I should share with you.
Yeah, well, I didn't expect you at the crack of dawn.
But it's past 10.
Oh, settle down, will you, Karen? I had an appointment. I actually dragged myself out of bed at some ungodly hour to get there. Besides, when did we make any definite plans you'd be moving in this morning?
Well, I just assumed...
Assumed? Oh, great.
Look, I'm sorry. I've just been feeling like such an idiot sitting here being stared at and everything.
Carrying on like a pork chop won't help matters any. You better come in off the street. Well, come on. And what are you staring at?
Linda.
Haven't you ever seen a bag before? They drive me mad, those old bags. Really, they give me the pip. They think that everything that happens within a mile radius is their concern.
Well, you certainly let them know you're alive.
Silly old cow. Welcome to the palace.
Looks nice.
It's pretty crummy, really. Better than Wentworth, though.
Right. What am I going to do with these?
Good question.
Pardon?
This is the only bed.
Oh.
We'll sort something out.
Look, I'm sorry I just arrived like that, but I don't think I could have spent another moment at Mrs. Whitten's place.
Don't let it worry you. I wasn't mad at you anyway. I've just been to see my solicitor.
Problems?
Now, what are we going to do about sleeping arrangements?
Well, I've still got some of my release money left. I could buy a night and day. It'd come in handy.
Save your money, Karen. You're going to need it till the Tees grant comes through.
Well, that won't take forever, surely.
You're not too clued up on bureaucrats, are you? Even when it does come through, it won't be much.
Well, what do you suggest?
Put a mattress on the floor for the time being. We can borrow one, so it won't break the bank, right?
Okay.
Even so, you're going to have to get a part-time job.
Not as easy as it sounds.
You'll have to do something or you'll starve.
I mean, it won't be easy to get a job with a prison record.
Don't tell them.
Oh, come on, you lot. Surely one of you'd rather play cards. Well, just a quick hand, eh? Oh, good.
We're going to miss the end of this.
Yeah, ain't much anyway.
No.
Oh, listen to yourselves, will you? I thought you had to be dead to be in the morgue. Anybody would think B was president of the village glee club instead of being just another
Shut up, Monty. We're watching telly.
Wish to God something had happened. That wasn't what I had in mind.
Come on, that bell means move, not turn to stone. And it does mean you lot. Ooh, Miss Bennett, you know what?
Well?
Nothing. You watch it, Birdsworth, or you'll end up on report.
Ted.
Why, hello, Mrs. McNally. How are you?
Fine, thanks, Ted. Fine. I'm looking for a Mrs. Colson. Jackie Colson. You know her?
Why, certainly. That's her down the other end. The one in the frilly sort of thing? You want me to tell her, Mrs. McNally?
No, Ted. It's all right. I'll have a scotch and soda, thanks.
Certainly.
Thank you.
Quiet, isn't it? Tonight?
Every night, Dor. It's always quiet. Not much nightlife around here.
I meant without B. You're starting to feel it a bit too, aren't you, Ted?
God, I'm going to get as silly as you are if this keeps up.
Well, it's just not right without B running things. Everybody's got to have leaders.
Oh, break it up, Dor. B's only going to be in the pound 2 weeks.
Yeah, but I mean just for a little while. You know, a sort of leader.
We'll be okay, Dor, love.
Oh, yeah, but what if Monty tries to take over? You thought about that? She did it once before, and you know what she was like.
Don't panic. She's up for parole in a couple of weeks, so she's not likely to cause any trouble now, is she?
I don't know.
Well, she's not. Besides, Nolene's gone.
That bitch! She tried to cut you up, didn't she, Teddy?
Oh, she's gone. So you got no worries. We don't need anyone, love.
Not just anyone, not Monty, that's all.
I told you, you got no worries. Unless you want to take over yourself.
Oh, no way.
Well, we don't need no one. Anyway, B'll be back before you know it.
I suppose.
Are you Jackie Colson?
Yes.
Do I know you? My name's McNally. Mrs. McNally.
Good morning. Would you like a cup of coffee?
Ta. What time is it?
9:30. I thought you had lectures today.
Couple of hours yet. Where are you going?
I've got an appointment at an employment agency.
Good luck.
Thanks, I'll need it.
You'll be fine, don't worry. Just tell them you're a poor, hard-working uni student and give them a false name.
I'm afraid I'm not a very good liar.
You don't have to be. Lots of students do it. I know one kid who calls himself Robert Gordon Menzies on everything. Nobody's woken up yet. You have to use a false name or you could lose your grant.
Well, what if someone recognises me?
Why should they? It's been a long time, and you're not exactly a TV star.
No, that's true.
It'll be okay. Just call yourself Henrietta Duckworthy or something.
Henrietta Duckworthy.
And nobody will be any the wiser.
I better get going. I'll see you later.
Chin up, Duckworthy.
Bye.
Hello. I'd like to make an appointment to see the doctor, please. As soon as possible? Yeah, that'd be fine. Travers. Mrs. Karen Travers. Thank you.
73 cents in coins, $261 in notes. If you find that to be correct, sign here. Right. Through there, McNally, and strip. You'll submit to a body search. As you're only here on remand, your own clothes will be returned to you after you've showered and been checked for fleas and lice.
Fleas and lice? What the hell do you think I am?
A prisoner. Who do you think you are?
Through there, McNally.
Who said crime doesn't pay?
Oh, she's a cool one.
Yeah.
Did you see the way she answered the charges, as if the whole thing was trivial? No remorse at all.
Yeah, well, she hasn't been convicted yet, but she looks capable of murder.
With her connections, she's have to be guilty.
Possibly, but you never know.
Mr. Fletcher, it's for you.
Oh.
It's a personal call.
Oh, I'll take it in the staff room. Vera, finish with McNally, put her into solitary, and then report back to me.
Right. Come on, McNally, move it! You're not getting ready for the Lord Mayor's ball.
Jim Fletcher?
Jim, it's me, Leela.
Yes? Well, what is it, Leela? Come on, I'm on duty.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's Matthew. He's very sick again.
What's the matter with him?
Oh, it's his asthma. He's got it awfully badly.
Did you get a doctor?
Well, of course. You know what they're like.
Well, what did he say?
Just that it's his asthma, you know.
Well, we know it's bloody well asthma. What did he give him?
Oh, Jim, what can they give him?
Yeah, well, if you spent less time with your fancy man and more time looking after the kids, I'd be a damn sight better off.
That's not fair.
It wasn't meant to be fair. Asthma's a psychosomatic illness, a physical reaction to an emotional problem. How do you think the poor kid feels with a whole mob of strangers running around the house?
That's not true, and you know it.
Oh, really? Yeah, well, you could have fooled me.
Listen, Jim, I didn't ring up to argue with you. What'll I do about Matthew?
Oh, I don't know. I've got a mate, Greg Miller. I'll get him to take a look at him. Of course he's a doctor. You don't think I'll get some yobbo off the street to take a look at him, do you?
He'd probably like to see you, Jim. You're his father. He misses you. He never come round anymore.
Yeah, well, whose fault's that? A man doesn't like to ring his own front doorbell and have some strange man answer it.
Please, Jim.
Look, Lita, I'm on duty. I don't want to argue with you now. I'll call you later, all right? What do you think you're doing?
Well, I was just...
I know you're desperate to get your old job back, but this is ridiculous.
What are you talking about?
How long have you been listening?
I wasn't listening.
If you think you can undermine my position by using my private life against me, you're mistaken.
You ordered me to come back.
Just watch yourself, Vera. If I catch you spying on me again, I might just forget that you're a lady.
Oh, for God's sake, somebody change that station, will you? Hey, Doreen, love, do us a favour and change the station.
Don't feel like it.
You can't tell me you like that junk.
No, it's lousy.
Then change the station.
I don't feel like it.
Oh, for God's sake, I don't know.
Hey, you lot! Guess what?
You're going to have a baby.
There's a new girl.
Oh, big deal.
She's in the pound.
So what?
Could be she bumped somebody off. Might be interesting.
Yeah, well, you can count me out of having anything to do with her.
We already did, Monty, ever since you and Nolene sold us out at the hunger strike.
Yeah.
Now, listen, wipe your nose, Kathleen, before I wipe it for you. I'm not going to do anything that's going to last up my parole, but I'm not above laying you out.
Could be interesting. What you say, Dor?
Fascinating.
I reckon I'll dash down to solitary.
and have a bit of a yak. What do you think?
You just better watch out for the screws.
Oh, I'll be all right. I'll find out who she is.
Yeah, well, when you do, tell her Monica Ferguson is her best friend, even if she killed me granny.
Well, I did me best to cheer you up, so don't blame me. You're nothing but a bunch of ungrates.
What sort of work did you have in mind particularly?
Well, I don't know. Anything, really.
I see here that you're attending university.
Yes, that's right.
And you're not on a grant?
No, I'm waiting for it to come through.
Well, it's hardly worth it, is it? You'll have to give up your job as soon as the grant comes through.
Yes, I suppose so.
I'm afraid that doesn't leave as much leeway with prospective employers. They expect some sort of commitment, even with part-timers. And there is the other problem. Well, you used to live in this area, didn't you? I thought so, so I won't be the only one who's likely to recognize you. That would make placing you rather difficult. Particularly since employers have a right to know about a prison record. By rights, it should have been included in this form. I'm sorry, I'll do my best, but you must understand that I'm not a social worker, merely a slightly glorified clerk. You're obviously a bright girl. I'll do my best, but won't be easy, but we'll come up with something.
Thank you.
I'll be in touch. Very soon, I'm sure.
Who is it?
Hey,
What do you want?
just come down to see how you're getting on.
Terrific.
What they call you, love?
You can call me Toni.
G'day, Toni. My name's Lizzie.
You got a fag, Lizzie?
Oh, they don't grow on trees, you know.
Well, I'm new round here.
Fags are like gold around this place.
You don't say. Come on, Lizzie, just one. I'll fix you up when I get out. I've got very good friends on the outside.
I didn't come down in the last shower.
You might feel as if you did if you don't see me right. I can get anything I want.
Don't suppose one fag will do any harm?
That's a very worthwhile investment, Lizzie.
Hope so. What are you in for, love?
Oh, they're trying to pin a murder rap on me.
And you didn't do it?
Of course not.
Criminal, isn't it?
I'll say. Never been inside before.
I know just how you feel. I'm a first offender myself. Who they reckon you topped?
Some massage parlor girl.
Oh, some of them girls have got no morals.
Too true.
Melinda? Melinda?
Hi.
I thought you had lectures today.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling very well. How did you go?
Awful.
Why? I'm borrowing your bag. I didn't think you'd mind.
That's okay.
Well, what happened?
Well, the woman there recognized me.
How?
I don't know. Apparently she'd seen me around before.
Oh, no. Surely you didn't go somewhere near where you used to live. I always thought you were fairly bright. Why on earth didn't you go right over the other side of town or something?
It wouldn't have made any difference.
Of course it would.
Well, they'd have found out anyway.
Rubbish.
Well, apparently your record's supposed to go on the form.
Come on, Karen. Laws are made to be broken.
Then how come you and I ended up in jail?
I didn't mean that. Little things. Forms, tax and stuff. The bureaucrats even expect it.
I'm not made that way.
You'd better learn to be or you go under. She was poor, but she was honest. You'll stay poor at this rate.
Well, I'm not planning to give up just yet.
Good for you, Honest John. Tell you what, to help build up your strength for another heavy day of pathological honesty, you can sleep in a real bed tonight.
Where are you going?
I'm going away for a few days.
Spending some time with Tom.
Karen, I'm surprised at you. He's a happily married man. Do you think I'd sleep with that bastard like this?
No, I suppose not.
Actually, I'm off to spend a couple of fun days with the daddy and the dear little stepmummy.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, heaps.
Good night.
Oh, Vera.
Yes?
I was just wondering, it's my birthday.
Oh, really? Many happy returns of the day.
Thanks. I wondered if you'd join us for a drink.
Oh, that's very kind of you. I'd love to.
Unless you've other plans.
No, I'd be delighted. Who's us?
Oh, just me and a couple of other officers. We thought we'd go down to the pub.
Well, I'll meet you there, will I?
Fine. Well, the others will be along soon.
Well, I'll see you there.
Yeah, it's a crying shame.
Yeah. You know that place I was telling you about, you know, where I work? I mean, that place should operate like a well-oiled machine, like a clock. Bloody place hardly works at all.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You know what my opinion is? I reckon that the whole flaming country's in danger of going the same way, you know, to the dogs.
Well, I'll drink to the dogs.
To the dogs. I don't know.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
You want another?
Yeah, why not?
Now, look, you take my wife.
Yeah.
No. You wouldn't have her as a gift. You married?
Separated.
I know what you mean.
You know my wife, you know, she rang me at work today. I mean, she's always ringing me when I'm on duty. You know what she tells me? I'm a flaming kid sick. I mean, she hasn't even got enough nous to ring a doctor. I mean, I have to organise everything for her. I mean, you wouldn't read about it, would you, eh?
Drive you to drink.
You're not kidding. So what do you think you're playing at, eh? You're always spying on me. Man can't even have a few quiet drinks with his mates without you snooping about. Make me sick.
If you was my missus...
Oh, shut up.
Okay, thanks, Matthew. You can tuck your shirt in again now.
Well, Doctor?
Those tablets I gave you yesterday had no effect, you say?
They didn't appear to.
Oh, I'm sorry. Please sit down, Mrs. Fletcher.
Thank you.
I don't know really what to suggest. He's using an inhaler, isn't he?
Yes.
You realize, of course, that asthma is very often a psychosomatic illness brought about by some emotional distress or other. Is there anything you know of which might be causing him such distress?
Well, I do know that the attacks have only really started since Jim and I split up.
And he didn't suffer prior to that at all?
I don't think so. Not much, anyway.
And they've been progressively worse?
Only lately, really.
Any reason?
Well, Jim doesn't visit as often as he used to.
I see.
I think Matthew really misses him.
Well, Mrs. Fletcher, I'm no psychiatrist, and I'm only going to be stating the obvious, but it seems to me that Matthew's illness is very largely dependent on an emotional reaction to the breakdown in your marriage. The only thing I can suggest is that perhaps if Mr. Fletcher visited more frequently, then we might see an improvement.
I don't think Jim would take too kindly if I told him something like that. Well, don't get me wrong, he loves the children. He's not too keen on me, though. Well, that's an understatement, really.
Well, perhaps if I had a word with him.
Oh, would you, Doctor?
Yes, I'll phone him at Wentworth later.
Oh, I'd be so grateful.
It's no trouble at all. Meanwhile, keep taking those tablets that I gave you yesterday, and we'll see how he is in a couple of days. Okay, young man?
Come on.
Now, you take care of yourself, all right?
Yeah.
Thanks, Doctor.
Bye-bye.
Anyone anything further to add on that point?
Nope.
Fine. Well, we'll move on to the last, but by no means least item on the agenda, Antonia McNally.
Oh, she's a cold fish, that one.
Yes, I'm sure she is, Vera. And given her outside connections, releasing her into this prison does worry me a little.
Well, why release her at all? Why not keep her in solitary?
Well, you can't keep someone in solitary forever without a very good reason, Jim.
I think murder's a pretty good reason.
Suspected murder.
There are other murderers in here too, you know.
None of them have got her heavy connections on the other side of the wall.
Well, I'd say there couldn't be too much doubt about her myself. She looks as if she'd cut your throat as soon as look at you.
Can hardly wait to meet her.
Looks are hardly a proof of guilt. I am as concerned as you are. But her mandatory 24-hour period of observation is over, so I don't think we have any choice. Is there anything else, Meg?
I don't even know the lady.
Well, now's your chance. You can release her from solitary and take her to a cell.
Thanks.
I still think she's a potential danger.
And I agree with Mr. Fletcher.
She has been passed as sane by the police psychologist. And her supposed crime is not of the nature that would ostracize her from the other prisoners. Thank you, Meg.
Well, I wasn't worried about what they might do to her, rather the other way round.
Thank you. That will be all.
You can make up your bed straight away.
How come I get a single?
You're only in on remand. We don't expect remand prisoners to have to share with hardened criminals.
I see. Very thoughtful.
The dinner bell's at 5:15. You report to the dining room as soon as it goes. You'll also respond to other bells and orders from officers immediately. Behave yourself and you should be all right.
Yes. Thank you.
Good day, Tone. Remember me? You know, Fag.
Of course I do. How are you, Lizzie?
I just thought I'd pop up and ask you if you'd like to come down the rec room, meet all the others, eh?
Certainly. Oh, I have to make up my bed. You wouldn't like to help me, would you? It'd be worth your while.
The thing I like most about being with you lot is you're so bloody stimulating.
Geez, this is boring. I used to watch this program when I come home from school years ago.
Well, come and play cards then.
No, I don't feel like it.
What about you, Kathleen? Game of 500?
Don't know how.
Well, anything then. Bloody snap.
Don't know how.
Oh, God, roll on dinner time. Maybe you'll choke on a potato. That'd be a high spot in an adventure-filled day.
Drop off. All right, everybody. This is Tone. She's a friend of mine. This here's Monica, and this is Kathleen, and over there's my old maid Dor.
Pleased to meet you all.
Charmed. You play cards?
Some.
Beauty, come and sit down, Tone.
Not just now, thanks.
What's your full name?
Why?
Just being polite?
Antonia McNally.
Not the Antonia McNally.
Yeah, well, pleased to meet you, Toni.
Me too, Toni. Extremely pleased. Delighted.
Thanks. Kathleen, wasn't it?
Call us Kath.
All right, now, who is she?
Mrs. Antonia McNally.
I know that already. So what?
So what?
Would you stop repeating everything I say? What's the big bloody deal?
Her husband's only the Mr. Sean McNally.
Oh, terrific. My husband's only the Mr. Fred Ferguson. So what?
God, you're dumb. Her husband's one of the biggest men in the business. Everybody knows that.
Do they just?
Of course. Pros, drugs, gambling, booze, you name it, he's in it. He's the king. He's a real Mr. Big.
Good.
See, I told you. I gave her a fag. She's my mate. I told you.
Doesn't look too good, does he?
No. Well, at least he's sleeping peacefully now. He was awfully sick earlier.
What did Greg say?
Greg?
Dr. Miller.
Oh, didn't he tell you when he phoned?
No, he just said that I should talk to you.
Oh. We're not doing too well, are we?
Eh?
At talking.
No, I suppose not. What did he say?
Well, he said that the main problem was that you weren't seeing enough of him, of Matthew.
Yeah, well, I suppose we shouldn't let the way we feel about each other affect the kids. I suppose I could make a bit more of an effort. Look, I tell you what, the department owes me a ton of leave. Maybe I could get a couple of weeks off. Take them camping or something. What do you think?
Well, what about school?
Well, I don't know. Shouldn't affect them too much at their age, should it?
Oh, it'd be all right while they were with you, but what about after? I mean, 2 weeks of you and then nothing.
No, I could come and see them more often.
Or next to nothing, then. I mean, I don't see how it could help. It might make Matthew worse in the long run.
What am I supposed to do? Come back and live here?
Well, I don't know. It's a possibility.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great, wouldn't it? Yeah, I could come out and sleep on the couch whenever your fancy man's around.
Oh, don't be so childish.
You don't deny that he exists.
No, I don't. Well, what do you expect me to do? Go to my grave celibate? I'm just the same as everybody else. I need to be held on to occasionally. I'm not going to become a nun.
No.
Well, you're no bloody Archbishop of Canterbury yourself, jumping into bed with the first tart that comes along.
Once, Leela, only once, and you know why I did that.
All in the line of duty.
Duty had nothing to do with it. That money was supposed to bring us together. Boy, you really conned me on that one, didn't you?
What do you mean I conned you? I didn't even know about it.
Look, Leela, you told me the problem between us was money. Well, I got the money. So what are you trying to tell me now?
I just don't see how it would be possible at the present time.
I'm long overdue for leave. I haven't had a holiday in nearly 2 years.
I am sorry, really.
It's not as if I'm asking for favours. They owe me leave. And believe me, it's for very good reasons.
Perhaps if you gave the department the reason.
No, it's a personal matter. It's got nothing to do with the department.
Or me.
No. Surely there must be some way.
We're so short-staffed at the moment.
Yes, I know. Even a week could help.
All I can do is put in a request to the department for a temporary replacement.
Yeah, I suppose it's something.
Even so, I doubt whether you could take leave in less than 2 months.
Yeah, that's great.
Come on, what are you two doing here? The work bell went 3 minutes ago.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I was wondering if there's something that I could do.
How do you mean?
Well, work or something.
Well, as you're only here on remand, there's no necessity for you to be put to work.
I realize that. But I'll go crazy with nothing to do. And I'm sure you wouldn't want me to become fractious.
I'm sure we wouldn't.
How about the laundry?
I wouldn't have thought the laundry was your thing.
Being in prison isn't exactly my thing either.
All right. Well, I see no reason why you shouldn't work. It's down there, turn right, and at the end of the corridor. I'll look in on you later.
Thank you. Where do you think you're off to? Mrs. Jackson gave me permission to work in the laundry. May I go?
You'll have to restrain this sudden mad desire to work for a while. Your solicitor's here to see you. Now come with me.
Through here.
Toni. Don't forget to close that on the way out. You know, it never fails to amaze me the number of prison officers who aren't aware of the law. I do have the right to interview my client alone.
Good to see you, Terry.
This should keep you going for a little while. $50 in $2 denominations, a carton of cigarettes, and 3 miniatures of brandy. This should just about make you the wealthiest woman in this joint.
Fags are like gold in here. Imagine what these brandies will fetch.
Lifelong devotion, I expect. We've got a plan to raise you to millionaire status, Toni. There's a special delivery on its way. It'll be coming in on the regular food truck, so keep an eye out for it. We'll be able to get it in, but unfortunately, you'll have to arrange the pickup yourself.
No problem. How will I know it?
It'll be in a carton of fruit salad. Quite simple. The one you're after will be a different brand to all the others. Okay?
Fruit salad?
Yes, no one would pick it unless you're specifically looking for it. Okay?
Fine.
Good. I suppose you'd like to know how your case is progressing.
You sound pretty smug about it, so I suppose it's going all right.
A piece of cake, dear madam, really. It seems that the gentleman who was with the late lamented victim was so enamored of her he didn't even know you were there.
Not very flattering, but good.
Yes, besides, he's a well-respected businessman who has no desire to become embroiled. Ted, the bartender, took a lightning decision to travel overseas.
You always wanted to see Ireland.
Oh? He chose the full European tour, 12 months at the very least. As for your alibi, we have a number of people, Toni, who are willing to swear that you were at a party 20 miles away from the scene of the crime.
What about the girl in the toilet?
Ah, yes, Glenys Buchanan, one of the club's dancers. It would appear that she is talking to the police.
Damn. I could have fixed her myself, but I didn't think it'd be necessary.
Well, have no fear, she'll be taken care of, if she hasn't been already. Listen, how are you getting on? Are you settling in? My apologies that we can't get you out on bail, but the law is so stodgy when it comes to murder.
Don't worry about me. Just keep the little gifts rolling in and I'll be fine.
Good.
And bring me the good news about the dancer next time, eh?
Certainly. But, Toni, One thing still puzzles me.
What's that?
Well, I can understand why you did it, but why did you do it yourself?
Why did I do what?
That I have identified the murderess to be Mrs. Antonia Toni McNally. I saw her with the pistol in her hand as the victim slid to the floor. Antonia McNally looked at me when I came in, straight into my eyes, but she put the gun in her bag and just walked out. Is this your own statement, Miss Buchanan? And this is your signature, obtained freely and without duress? Okay. Now, the $64 question. Are you prepared to testify to this effect in a court of law? Your testimony is the only thing that'll bring this woman to justice.
She might kill me, too.
No, she can't. She's in prison.
What if she gets off?
With your testimony, not a chance. Look, we can give you 24-hour police protection up until the time of the trial if it'll make you feel any safer. Policewoman Scott will stay with you now, if you like.
All right. I'll do it.
Good for you. And don't worry about a thing. We'll have Toni McNally behind bars so long she won't even be able to see you by the time she gets out.
What's going on?
I just wanted to talk to you for a minute.
What about?
And I wanted to repay you for your generosity.
Oh, gee, thanks, Tone. What do you want me to do?
Well, I can't help noticing there doesn't seem to be anyone running this place.
Oh, well, you see, Bea, she's sort of top dog around here. She kind of looks after us. But right at this minute, she's doing a couple of weeks in the pound, you see.
I see.
Normally, Monty, you know Monty? Well, she works the press, but that's Bea's job. Well, Monty's up for parole soon, so that sort of leaves us with nobody.
What do you mean the press is Bea's job?
Oh, well, if Bea was around, she'd practically break Monty's arms if she caught her working the press.
She's pretty tough, is she, this Bea?
Oh, yes, but she's very fair.
Uh-huh. Thanks, Lizzie. Listen, I'd like you to do a little job for me.
What?
I'm expecting a special delivery.
From your friends?
It's coming in on the regular food truck. And I'd like you to pick it up for me.
Oh, I don't know, Tone.
Be worth your while.
Well, that's a bit risky. But I'll do it.
After you've made the pickup.
Couldn't I just hold it for a sec? Oh, what do you want me to do?
Yes?
Oh, I'm sorry. I must have got the wrong flat. I was looking for Melinda Cross.
No, this is Melinda's flat.
Oh, she didn't say anything about a flatmate.
I only moved in recently.
I see. Well, I'm Melinda's father, Jack Cross.
Oh, sorry. Come in, Mr. Cross.
Thank you. You must call me Jack.
Karen Travers.
Very pleased to meet you. Karen. Melinda not here?
No.
Ah, well, when will she be back, do you know?
I thought she was staying with you.
With me?
Yes, she said she was spending a couple of days with the parents.
Oh, that's the first I've heard of it. Oh. She's probably off somewhere with some bloke or other. Little witch, she needs a good hiding. Are you sure you don't know where she is?
I'm sorry, I don't.
Because if she's up to her old tricks again...
I can't help you, Mr. Cross. Look, I really have a lot of work to do.
Look, I pay the rent for this flat, you know.
Yes, I know.
Right. Well, perhaps I'll see you sometime with Melinda.
Goodbye.
All right, you lot. Tone's got something she wants to say to you.
Now, have a listen to Lieutenant Birdsworth.
I just wanted to properly reward all my friends.
You haven't had time to make any, so what are you talking about?
Pass these round, will you, Lizzie?
Sure. Hey, now, hang on a second, you lot. I'd find out what you were expected to do for these rewards if I were you.
Absolutely nothing. Everybody got one?
Yeah.
Good.
I don't suppose anybody would mind if I took over working the press?
Oh, no.
Money?
What if I say no?
Do you?
Money's not worth all that much in here. Do you want me to show you how to work it?
Kathleen,
Yes, Toni?
what a job.
Eh?
I'll pay you to work the press for me.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Well, I think we'd all better get on with it, huh?
Get your fags, Dor?
Yeah.
Oh, good hour, isn't it?
What's going on, Lizzie? Oh, Tony's just going to look after us while Bee's in the pound.
Yeah, well, Bee's not going to be too pleased.
It's only temporary, isn't it?
Oh, I suppose.
I thought you were burning to work, McNally.
Just taking a breather.
Well, if you find the work too difficult, we could arrange to have you locked in your cell for the day.
Well, fine now.
Well, get on with it.
Isn't she the bird old Georgie Lucas was knocking off? Oh, you still here?
Get on with your work. All of you.
You heard the lady.
I don't like being cooped up like this. I haven't done anything. It's like being in jail.
You'll be all right, Miss Buchanan.
You can't look after me forever.
We can, if necessary.
Quiet as the night before Christmas. Chin up, Glenys.
It's all right for you. I mean, I don't even know them. I only ever saw Toni McNally around. I don't know who the other girl was. Why should I risk my life just because one petty crim shoots another?
Toni McNally may be a lot of things, Glenys, but she's no petty crim, as you well know.
Yeah, well, that's worse, isn't it? Oh, hell, I'm as good as dead.
Try to relax, will you? Look, there's no earthly way that anyone would even know you were here. We've made sure of that. Besides, Tony's friends have no idea your testimony's so damaging.
You've got to be kidding. They know everything. Oh, God, they've found me already.
Shh! Could be anybody.
Oh, you fat chance.
Stay here. Don't go anywhere. We'll take care of it, whatever it is. Come on.
Get round the back.
Yes?
Smith. Mrs. Smith. Live here?
No, mate, no Smith here. You must have the wrong house.
Yeah. Yeah, I must have the wrong house.
Recognise either of them?
Can't be sure. But I've got an idea one of them used to work for Sean McNally. But I'm not sure.
Looks like we could be in for a tough time, mate.